The idea of indulging in snacks for just a few days might seem harmless, but new research suggests otherwise. Even a short period of excessive snacking can lead to lasting changes in both the liver and brain, changes that resemble those found in people struggling with obesity. The study, conducted by a team from the University of Tübingen, reveals unsettling consequences that go far beyond temporary weight gain. Instead, they highlight deeper metabolic and neurological shifts that could have long-term implications. The experiment involved 18 young men who were instructed to consume an additional 1,500 kilocalories per day in the form of highly processed, fatty, sweet, or salty snacks. The participants struggled to reach this target, but still managed to increase their daily caloric intake by an average of 1,200 kilocalories. Within just 5 days, the effects became apparent. The participants' liver fat content increased significantly, rising from 1.6% to 2.5% in an alarmingly short period. While a liver fat percentage above 10% is officially classified as fatty liver disease, the rapid accumulation observed in this study raises serious concerns. Even a small increase in liver fat can set the stage for inflammation, metabolic disturbances, and future liver disease. The study's most shocking finding, however, concerns the brain. While blood tests showed no immediate signs of insulin resistance, brain scans told a different story. The participants who consumed excess snacks exhibited signs of insulin resistance in their brains, a condition typically associated with obesity. Insulin plays a crucial role in regulating appetite and satiety. When it functions properly, it signals to the brain that the body has received enough food. However, when insulin resistance develops in the brain, these signals become disrupted. This means that even when the body has had enough food, the brain fails to register satiety, leading to overeating. This vicious cycle can accelerate weight gain and make long-term dietary control significantly more difficult. What makes these findings even more concerning is their persistence. The study showed that even after the participants returned to their regular eating habits, the changes in brain activity remained. This suggests that short-term overindulgence in snacks can cause long-lasting effects on brain function, potentially increasing the risk of developing obesity and metabolic disorders later in life. The idea that a mere 5 days of overeating can cause lasting alterations in the brain is deeply unsettling. It implies that occasional indulgences might not be as harmless as commonly believed. Beyond metabolic concerns, the implications for mental and cognitive health should not be overlooked. Insulin is not only involved in appetite regulation but also plays a role in memory and cognitive function. Previous research has linked insulin resistance in the brain to an increased risk of neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's. If something as seemingly trivial as a few days of excessive snacking can disrupt insulin signaling in the brain, what does this mean for those who habitually consume high-calorie, ultra-processed foods? The potential consequences are alarming, especially considering the widespread availability and aggressive marketing of unhealthy snacks. This research serves as a stark warning against the normalization of excessive snacking. The modern food industry thrives on encouraging people to eat continuously throughout the day, often promoting highly processed, addictive foods that are engineered to override natural satiety signals. The fact that the brain's reward system initially reacts positively to these foods, only to become less responsive after repeated exposure, suggests a pattern similar to that seen in substance addiction. Over time, this desensitization could make people crave more junk food while deriving less pleasure from it, further fueling overeating and weight gain. While some experts caution against drawing firm conclusions from a single study with a small sample size, the underlying message is difficult to ignore. The rapidity and persistence of the metabolic and neurological changes observed in the study highlight the dangers of disregarding the impact of diet on brain health. Occasional indulgences may not seem problematic, but they can set off a chain reaction that leads to long-term consequences. For individuals who frequently snack on ultra-processed foods, the risks could be even greater. The findings also raise critical questions about how dietary habits influence long-term health outcomes. If just 5 days of excessive snacking can trigger such profound effects, what happens when this behavior is repeated over months or years? The modern food environment makes it all too easy to consume an excess of calories without even realizing it. Many people underestimate how often they snack, how much they eat, and how their dietary choices affect their overall well-being. The growing prevalence of obesity, metabolic disorders, and cognitive decline may be, in part, a consequence of these dietary patterns. At the heart of this issue is the broader question of food culture and consumer behavior. Should people strive for strict meal structures, avoiding snacks altogether? Some nutritionists argue that controlled snacking can be beneficial for certain individuals, preventing extreme hunger and stabilizing blood sugar levels. However, for many, frequent snacking becomes an unconscious habit rather than a necessity, leading to excessive calorie consumption without real hunger. The difficulty in maintaining balance underscores how deeply food marketing, availability, and psychological factors influence eating behaviors. Ultimately, this study is not just about the dangers of snacking but about the broader implications of modern dietary habits. The fact that brain function and metabolism can be altered so quickly by dietary excess should serve as a wake-up call. Ignoring these warnings could contribute to an ongoing public health crisis, where obesity, diabetes, and cognitive disorders continue to rise at alarming rates. The choices people make today, even seemingly minor ones, may have far-reaching consequences for their future health. This research is yet another reminder that what we eat does not just affect our weight. It fundamentally shapes our bodies and minds in ways we are only beginning to understand.